guys, it's your boy Ojo Westham back again with another video after Liverpool beat Lincoln City 7-2. It was an absolute onslaught, and this is my post-match analysis and player review of the absolute transcend as Liverpool progress to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Let's just get it started. I mean, I'm not really gassed because again, it was Lincoln City. I'm going to be real with you. I know it's a little bit of a different setup now, but next video, is it Monday? Yeah, it should be the same. It should be back to normal with the backgrounds. But anyway, let's start off with the lineups. Liverpool started off with an interesting lineup, to be honest. I suspected actually Jota or Thiago to actually be starting, with them being new signings. I expected Zikimas to start. I expected one of the, MINANINO to start as well. Wasn't too sure about Harvey Elliott, but Curtis Jones I was expecting him to, maybe Oxlade-Chamberlain, but there was a few interesting faces in the lineups for Liverpool. Obviously, I don't really know that much about Lincoln, so I can't really say much for their behalf. But in goal, Adrian, of course. I think Karras isn't going to be playing for us anytime soon, which again, I'm not surprised about. Left back was Zikimas, which again, new signing, replacement left back, give Robertson some, breathing space, and first team debut as well. Van Dijk started, which was surprising. I'm not going to lie to you. It was very surprising. And then we had a new, like a youngster, I think his name was like Reece Williams or something, who is basically a B-Tech Van Dijk, the best way I can describe it. Then we have Nico Williams, who is obviously the understudy to Trent. Then we had a defensive mid. I mean, I'll get into once the game, but we had Grujic, which was the first professional game he's actually started since 2017, which was again nice to see, and hopefully it means that he's in our plans for the future. I'm hoping anyway, because I think he does deserve a bit of gaming time. And but yeah, that's just my opinion. Hopefully he can. If it means we can bring in another attacker, then I wouldn't mind. But it would be nice to have another defensive-minded midfielder in our team, just in case Fabinho does drop in and Thiago gets injured or whatever. Then we have Curtis Jones at centre mid, and then this is where things got interesting. We had Shaqiri, Minamino, Origi, and Harvey Elliott. Now, from the start, I thought this was going to be a very interesting 4-2-3-1, which would have consisted of Curtis Jones and Grujic as the two double pivots, and then with Shaqiri on the right, Minamino in the centre, Origi up top, and Harvey Elliott on the left. That's what I was expecting. When the game actually happened, Shaqiri was one of the deepest players. It was very interesting. I don't know if he was playing as a deep line playmaker. It was interesting to see. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe that's Klopp's plans for the future, but he looked very natural there. He had a lot of time on the ball. He's got the physical attributes for it, not the defensive capabilities, don't get it twisted, but he looked all right. And obviously, first few minutes, around 8 minutes in, he scores. Ooh, that's all I've got to say about that. The free kick was an absolute peach. And by the way, all the goals that Liverpool scored today, maybe bar one, were just amazing. It was just amazing. I mean, to be honest, I think all of the goals we scored today were amazing. The one that wasn't as amazing, there was some really good things about it anyway. But Shaqiri on the right-hand side, it was one of those that you look at Shaqiri's position and you're like, this is a Shaqiri free kick. And I don't think he's really scored a free kick for Liverpool. I think that was maybe his first one. Because if I remember correctly, he almost scored one against Southampton, 2 seasons ago? But Salah got the rebound and he scored it. But it was a peach of a free kick. Palmer tried getting a palm onto it. See what I did there? But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. He tried to, couldn't get anywhere near it. It went crossbar and in. I mean, Shaqiri just does what Shaqiri does. I mean, he's been under the shackles. He's been in Jurgen Klopp's basement. I have no idea where he's been. But he comes back today with an absolute bang, and what a goal it was. And we were just relentless. For a competition that Klopp doesn't normally prioritise, we look like a completely different animal today. The way we were pressing, the way we were doing everything was just... It felt like Lincoln were the prey and we were just the predators. That's the best way I can describe it, because the next goal came in. And I don't understand, because Chelsea did it last game. And this game, I don't understand when teams are not at Man City's level at passing around the back. Why do you bother against Liverpool? And this was a prime example. Palmer kicks the ball out to the centre-back. I don't know what his name is. The only one I remember is Palmer. And then he tries to play out on the left. Liverpool cut down the passing lanes. It gets blocked. The ball tries to be played into Origi. It gets cleared, and then Minamino on for just first time just curls it in top bins from about 20 yards out, and Minamino just looking fresh, and he's looking on it. I'm telling you, this season he's going to be a revelation this season. I mean, I'm excited. Our backup front three, I'm gassed already. I'm just saying. The next goal came in, we were dominating the ball, we were dominating possession, we were pressing like madmen, and then the third goal, comes in from a brilliant ball from Reece Williams, to be honest, who I thought had a very good first half. Plays a nice diagonal ball straight into Origi. Origi then heads it down, plays into Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones gets the ball in his left foot, shifts it over to the right foot, and then just curls it into the top corner. Goalkeeper can really do much, and it was another brilliant goal for Liverpool. And it was just one of those days where it felt like everything that Liverpool were doing was just turning into goals. And then literally a little bit later, we get the fourth. And it was following a cross from, I believe, Nico Williams, maybe. No, it was from Shaqiri, sorry. A cross from Shaqiri. It gets cleared out. Then it comes back out. It goes into, I can't remember who has it. I think it might have been Grujic. I'm not exactly too sure. But it goes straight into Curtis Jones. And Curtis Jones does a nice little first-time Cruyff turn. Does well to cut inside. Very similar to the goal, but again, with a bit more movement involved. Cuts inside, takes a pop, curls it into the top corner with a slight luck with the deflection. And the goalkeeper can't do anything about it. And 4-0, game over. Tickets, Arsenal were already pre-booking their coaches already to Anfield because the game was that done. 4-0, half-time, we dominated the game, dominated possession first off. I believe there was even a stat that for 5 minutes of the game, we had 94% possession, which just shows that we were controlling the ball. But even when we gave the ball away, we were getting the ball straight away. And this is against the Lincoln side, which are in good form at the moment, which again, albeit they are in League One, but they are top of League One. They're in good form. And sometimes teams like this do slack off, but we showed this relentlessness, and it's going to be interesting to see. And then the second half came along, 20 seconds in, these guys are kicking off, and we're pressing. We had like a 3-man press on them. We're 3-man pressing a League One side. Like, we shouldn't be doing that. We should be showing a little bit of respect, but we weren't. And it was brilliant. I mean, one thing I will say, the commentator does not know who Harvey Elliott is because he kept on mistaking him for either Shaqiri. I think it was mainly Shaqiri, by the way. I'm just saying, whoever the commentator was on Sky Sports, bro, he kept on mistaking Shaqiri for Harvey Elliott. Get to know your players. You're supposed to be a commentator. You should be knowing these things. But anyway, as I was saying, the ball gets dispossessed. It falls into Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott trying to get his first goal. Keeper saves it, and then Minamino on the rebound gets his second goal, and that is just easy stuff. And then, I don't know if I said this, but the first half, obviously, I was expecting Jota to actually come on at halftime, similar to what Thiago did, but Fabinho actually comes on for Van Dijk, and as much as I thought Fabinho played brilliantly, it did notice Reece Williams' performance deteriorated, and you could tell that from the first goal. Yeah, the first goal that Lincoln scored, where he dived in on the left hand side, and then on the build up to the goal, when I can't remember the guy's name, he scored his second goal, and I think in football, he cuts inside, he tries to dive in again, very recklessly, misses the ball completely, doesn't go through him. He gets past him and he takes a shot off balance and it goes in. For me, it was poor judgment there from Reece Williams, and of course he's young of age, he's gonna learn from it, but that was literally. He had a bits of lapse of judgments there. I thought he played a good game, but I thought in that goal it was mainly his fault. I think he dived in a bit too recklessly and didn't get the rewards for it, so it ended up leading to a goal. But again, I was happy for Lincoln City. They created a lot of chances. They almost got one from Adrian, which he forced a good save, which then forced a counter-attack where Origi nearly scored and then Minamino nearly scored. But I was happy to see Lincoln City at least get something out of it, because when you're playing Liverpool, it's nice to, I think it was nice for them. The game was already over, so at least they went there with a bit of pride. And then goals came in again. Marco Grujic this time. Gets the ball following a cross quite deep. I think it was from Diogo Jota, who came on a little bit later. Didn't come directly on at halftime, but came on a little bit later. Diogo Jota gets the ball down the byline, crosses it in, and forces a very poor clearance from the Lincoln defender. It falls straight into Grujic. Grujic, with not that much time and space, goes for a shot. It may have taken a slight deflection, which kind of forces the goalkeeper to not really see it and wasn't able to make a good enough save. He gets a palm onto it, but Palmer got a palm onto it, and but it wasn't enough, and it went into the bottom corner and made it 6-1. But then Adrian doing what Adrian does. You know, you'd think, hey, he's playing against the League One side. He's made a few saves. He's getting a bit of confidence back. He ain't going to do no howlers. He can't. Bro, he's not playing against a good side. He'll be fine. He will be fine. He's got to be, right? How wrong was I? Literally from a corner. He decides, from the left-hand side, it's an in-swinging corner. He decides to come out when the ball is about 1 meter above him, leaving him the goal basically virtually wide open. It forces a header, it hits the crossbar, goes down, they get on the rebound, it's 5-2. I mean, it's not a biggie because we're not losing, or then have no chance of really coming back, but yeah. He doesn't give me confidence like Alisson, just please don't get injured, please. And then the game ended. Jota had a really good chance towards the end where he did a nice little turn, nice little interplay, gets a chance, slightly goes wide. There was loads of chances. Liverpool had loads and loads of chances. We did quite well to keep the ball in a lot of situations. I think Lincoln City did much better in the second half, and there was a few chances. Adrian did do a good save. It went straight at him, but Nico Williams did get caught a little bit napping. But then towards the end, a great counter-attack. Liverpool get the ball on the counter-attack, as I said. And then there was basically a 3v2 situation where Diogo Jota was on the left-hand side, MINANINO was driving with the ball down the middle, and Origi was down the right-hand side. Origi was in the most space because most of them were covering the left-hand side. The ball goes out to MINANINO. MINANINO plays the ball out to Origi, and Origi just rifles it into the bottom left-hand corner and keeps his run in the Carabao Cup. He's lethal in that competition. But that's basically it. Liverpool dominated, pressed like madmen. There was 4v1 situation. I saw a 4-man press at times. It was insane. So let's get into player ratings now. Adrian, I was actually going to say he played all right today, but then he made a howler. So I think I'll just go and say 6 because you're playing against Lincoln. Like they're not going to be the best finishers by default, but he should have done better for the second goal. The first one I can't really fault him for. He made a few good saves, but I'm going to say 6 out of 10 for him. Nico Williams, I thought he was all right. Nothing really. He almost got caught out. If he got caught out like once, not really that much. His crossing was all right. Don't think it was anything amazing. But yeah, he's no Trent at the moment. That's what I'm going to say. So I'm going to say a decent 7 out of 10. Virgil van Dijk, need I say any more? I'm going to say solid 8 out of 10. I mean, it's not a 10 out of 10 performance from him, but it's for Van Dijk standards anyway. It's just a Van Dijk performance, but it's still a very good Van Dijk performance. Reece Williams, I'm going to say for me, if it was first half 11, I would have given him a solid 8.5. But I think in the second half, his standard, he did drop a little bit. So I'm going to say, for me, I'm going to say maybe I'm going to say 7.5. You know what? I'll give him an 8. I know that's really nice, but I'll give him an 8. Sikimas, I thought he played brilliantly today. His crossing was very good. It seemed very natural. He was very good at going forward. He is a very good understudy to Andy Robertson. That's all I've got to say about it. He loves to drive forward. He's pretty decent defensively. His crossing is immaculate. You can tell as well, bro. He concentrates on his crosses, yeah. I don't know if you noticed. Go like this. He sticks his tongue out. Like when you're like trying to do something like really, like doing arts and crafts and stuff. You stick your tongue out, bro. Donny's doing arts and crafts with the crossing. There was one brilliant one which Origi could have got to, and there was one where Curtis Jones, where Origi gets a flick on, and then Curtis Jones almost scores. But his crossing today was immaculate. I thought it was very, very good today. So for me, I'm going to say a solid 8.5 out of 10 for Sikimas. I thought he played a very good debut. Curtis Jones, I'm going to say 10 out of 10. Curtis Jones, for me, played a brilliant game. There's a few 10 out of 10s for me. I thought there was a few really good standout performances. He was always, there was one bit where he was just toying down the left-hand side, especially in the second half. He was brilliant. He's a breath of fresh air. He brings flair. He brings power. He brings a bit of nuance, and he has the shot. And he played a brilliant game today. Got 2 goals. Was influential throughout. Yeah, 10 out of 10 performance for me. Grujic, another 10 out of 10. I thought he controlled the tempo well. He was good defensively, good in attack, great passing and distribution. Obviously got a goal himself. So yeah, I thought he was very good, and I hope that he's going to stick to Jurgen Klopp's plans, because we might need him down the line. For these type of competitions, and maybe in the Premier League as well. So I'm going to say 10 out of 10 for me for Marco Grujic, and I'm happy to see him back. Hopefully he can stay. Fingers crossed. It was actually interesting. Rhian Brewster wasn't actually in the team. Actually thinking of it, so he's most likely going to go. Just thought of that now. Shaqiri, I wouldn't say it was a man of the match performance. Oh my god, so much went wrong, huh? But I would say definitely a very good performance. It was very interesting to see him playing as deep as he normally is. Normally he's hugging the right hand side, but this time he was very central. Dictating play quite a lot, and obviously he got a very, very good goal. His free kicks were amazing, his crossing was amazing. He was very, very good for me. So I'm going to say 9 out of 10 for Xherdan Shaqiri, and it was nice to see him out of Jurgen Klopp's basement. Then the next one I would say is... Wait a minute, guys. Next one for me, I will say is... who is it? It will be Minamino. For me, another 10 out of 10 performance. He scored 2 goals, was very, very energetic, lively, pressed like a madman, as I mentioned before. He was instigating a lot of the 4-man press. I thought he was amazing. I'm excited for him this season. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm very excited for Minamino this season. Taki, bro, he's got this, fam. He has got this. He is going to be insane this season. I'm telling you. Brilliant, 10 out of 10 performance for me. Then I'm going to say, who was it? Harvey Elliott. He was alright. He was a few times where he tried a few audacious things, which I think is good in young players, for them to try out new things and stuff like that. And, try and, influence the game. And I thought he did alright. Wasn't his best performance by far. It wasn't one of those, make you, sit on the edge of your seat type of performance, which he has produced before. But still a decent performance. I'm going to say a 7 out of 10. And then I will say for 7 out of 10. Origi, that wasn't. I know he scored, but I think his overall play was poor today. His link-up play wasn't good. His dribbling, there was a few times where his dribbling was actually alright, but I thought his overall play wasn't good. But he did get a goal, so I'm gonna say 7.5 out of 10 for Origi. But he is kind of worrying me. I'm not gonna lie to you, because he played in his striker position today. So I don't know. Then we have the subs. Jota, his link-up play looked alright, to be honest, but I think he still doesn't look up to scratch. There was a few times where his passing was a little bit sloppy, but I thought overall he looked quite lively and looked pretty good. Then I'm going to say, who was it? It was Fabinho. Again, looked sound. Didn't really do much wrong. So again, I'm just going to say an 8 out of 10. I thought it was sound. Then Naby Keita didn't really do much to influence the game. Made a few sloppy passes, which is a little bit worrying, to be honest. Yeah, that's it. That's it, to be honest. I'm going to say 6 out of 10 for Naby Keita. Didn't really do much in the game. And for Jota, I'll probably just say 7 out of 10. He almost scored and did actually influence the 6th goal, I believe. So yeah, that is going to be my players' ratings. Liverpool have got Arsenal twice next week. The backup front three is looking decent. I'm not gonna lie to you. The backup front three is looking decent. We're through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. 7-2 winners. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. That would be much appreciated. Also hit the notification bell. But yeah, it is the end of the video. Stay safe. It's your boy Ojo Sam here, and I hope you guys have a very nice day. See ya.